everybody. My name is Brandon Ross, and I am your host and game master for tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn here on the Player Hater Gaming channel. Now, before we get into that, why don't we go ahead and knock out our announcements really quickly, because I know we took last week off. I just needed a week to breathe and recover, and I thank you so much for letting me have that. To my lovely table, who didn't harass me too much, thank you for your love.
Grumble, grumble.
The old man needed his rest, everyone.
The old man needs his rest every once in a while. My walker's actually parked out back. You can't see it right now.
Hey, Grandpa. Bro, these are old jokes. Cut it out.
So many comments can be made, but I'll be nice.
Look, as a second ninja tier, I can do that.
If you have not done so, do us a huge favor. Head over to our link tree where you can find URLs to all the places where we have our presence. And that's the easiest way I can say a lot of things quickly to make sure we don't spend too much time talking about ads and not having fun rolling dice. But also with that, you'll find two Discord links. The first will be leading here to the Player Hater Gaming Discord. We can come share memes, talk life, ask D&D questions, put together some games. Just come have a blast and build a great community. That's all we want to do. You can see a cat come across the screen that you can't right now, but I can.
He's a kitty.
He's a kitty. But the other place is a great West Marches style text-based server, which I will pass off to the incredibly talented Mav Hunter to give you some funness and information about it.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So, you want to learn how to play. You have no idea where to go. You have no idea what's good about it or anything. And you want to become a ranger because you have a cat that loves to also take some screen time with you. By all means, join us. We'll teach you everything you need to know. We'll make you become a ranger that's a Drake Warden, but really your dragon is your cat in real life. Because why not? They pretty much are the same creature anyway. They both like shinies and lights. So, it works. But let's say the fact that you want to torment everybody around you because for the lulz. Really. You want to have fun. You want to make everyone second guess if that is a mimic that they're about to sit in, or if that treasure chest is actually a booby trap. Because drama. We'll tell you how to do that, how to get away with it, make everybody want to come back to the table and sit with you week after week, and at the same time wonder their sanity, because clearly something is wrong with them, because they came back for another turn of, what is this week? It is a mimic, a booby trap, or am I actually getting treasure this time? And when's our next level up? So join us in the Shirma, have fun.
Every time they ask me when the next level up is, I delay it by a week.
Hey.
That's just why I haven't asked the question. Though I do have the perfect song to throw in if it's ever that time. I will send it to you as well.
Oh, I can only imagine. Well, thankfully, we have some lovely visuals on screen where you can see, if you look in the top right-hand corner of our player's little window box, you can see that there is this oddly familiar but deadly shaped dice. And it's deadly because if you drop it and forget about it, your feet will remind you rapidly. What that is our Circle of Chat help dice. So if you want to help these guys on their D20 rolls, spend some channel points. They can hold a total of 3 of them at any time, and they can use them on just about like 95% of any D20 rolls. There's a few I don't let them use them on, but not many. Whatever. Me.
I can bet whatever I want.
Also, if you want to have fun influencing the story directly, we do have the Deck of Situations. Use that. I pull a card from a customized deck to play. I try my best to play it when it makes sense and also as soon as possible. So if you want to have some fun with that, I will call out whose card it was when it got pulled and let them know exactly what happened once it's happened. So feel free to use your channel points on those. But that's everything, I believe. Well then, let's not delay any further. Why don't we go ahead and get into tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn. In the year 208 PT, a world once grounded by tradition and mystery was forever altered. The events leading to the tearing and uprooting of the lands have faded into legend, leaving us with a mystifying era known only as Post-Torn. Player Hater Gaming welcomes you to the realm of Ulthana, where our journey takes us high above the clouds, into a realm of wonder and peril. A world composed of dozens of floating islands, each a unique culture unto itself, safe from the dangers lurking below. In this world of soaring islands and untold mysteries, danger lurks in every corner. Heroes and adventurers are born out of necessity, for the unknown has a way of finding its way into even the most tranquil of places. Meet our heroes who will shape the destiny of the Skytorn realm. Dracix, the unlikely but unyielding paladin, a beacon of virtue and strength. Red, the talented sorceress, wielding the elements with unmatched prowess. Eva, the warlock, possesses supernatural prowess, fueled by a pact of unknown origin and intent. Lovikazan, the indomitable barbarian, a force of nature and raw power. And lastly, the Doctor, the masterful wizard, unlocking the secrets of the arcane with every incantation. These 5 souls, each with their own path, will converge in a tale of adventure, wonder, and intrigue. Join them as they explore uncharted territories and uncover the secrets of this realm. Welcome to Tales of the Skytorn. So, over the last few episodes, we have tuned in and watched as the adventuring party called the Cursed Crew, upon their star-crossed entropy vessel, made their way once again back out into the open. Thankfully, this time around, with honed skills, sharpened senses, and a full crew,
Yes.
their lift of the labor was actually pretty much zero. You guys would not have had to do a thing unless you wanted to. Of course, as Dracix, taking your usual command as the ship captain. But again, for you, I would say, we'll take a moment to kind of rewind the clock a bit. There would definitely been plenty of times where it probably would have just hit him while he's up there at the helm watching.
It's more like they went, hey, yeah, why don't you just relax? You look a little tired. They're like, no, I got this.
Yeah.
It is dragged away by 4 of them. Probably Zahn thrown into the mix just because, like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, we're dragging him? Okay.
Zahn just sees him get dragged.
Let me in there. Ah.
He dragged the entire time, just like, huh? And
Must
Galen, cup of tea, just, yes.
Yes. As he just slowly saunters up to the helm. He just like raises his little mug. Good night.
When the first mate is the real captain.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say for each of you, just a quick little rewind of the kind of time blur we did. It just would have been nice, honestly, not having to make sure you're always on edge, always on alert, always, checking the rigging, checking the ropes, checking the, 180 degrees of the ship's visual parameter. Eva, you're up there, but there's always someone with you.
Mm-hmm. You could actually spend time with your girlfriend, but whatever.
Oh, damn, shots fired. Shots have been fired. Across the bow, look at that.
Ma'am, girlfriend took you on an all expenses in trip before we left,
mean-
in case you didn't remember.
Yeah, and she got used to
Clearly.
that shit. Thanks.
Clearly, it was so good that she can't remember shit.
Yeah.
Well, she definitely is wondering like why the ship is definitely tilting a little bit more than usual half the time.
After the escapades of the Doctor through the strangest surge of physicality, pulling a skyfish out of the cloud ocean, across the deck of the ship, and unfortunately into the unaware side of the face of the Vikazan as she walks out of the dream portal that Eva made. You're having a good time. The Vikazan, you spent time in the dream realm. You watched Eva do work. You watched her materialize little bricks at a time to make her house whole.
Yep.
You walk through, you're smiling, the sun hits you, and then something else hits you
Yep.
forcibly
Yep.
right in the side of the face.
She
Wow!
grabs onto it. It's just like
It's flapping, it's going wild.
she just kind of tosses it on the deck. Like, what the fuck just happened?
With how often it happens, I'm willing to say Doc is either second or third strongest person on this ship.
Right? It's nuts. But what the fuck? I mean, at least we have dinner, you know? Or do we have to release this one back? I don't know what the protocol is. Do we have to release this one, or is this food?
About this time, you just hear, got him! And you just watch this, wham! A spear just pins it to the deck. And you look, you can see the kind of barrel-chested ale gut of your chef, Grev, kind of flips it end on end, hauls it over his shoulder, and heads back to the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Beginner's luck.
Or just luck, you know? Or skill at that, realistically.
You look over, you see Doc's holding the fishing rod and it has a permanent slight curve to it from where he just...
I feel like at some point you have to figure out what each person's luck is for us to make it an actual skill.
That would be cool.
That would be a tough thing to math out.
Tough.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he
Not
already
impossible.
has it. He already has it all. He's just like, who's been really lucky with this crap? This one is this one. And goes off of that.
Could be.
For going by that, I think Tasha currently has the lowest luck value right now.
Oh,
my
that.
Got
Wow.
a few.
She has
things
had the
in mind
worst
we can
rolls
do.
lately.
I can't
Mhm.
roll above a 10. It's okay.
Give him a luck stat. I've got a few ideas.
I just need to, like, a permanent lucky feat. That's all.
Mm.
For a small price, this can be arranged.
Oh no.
No.
We'll talk.
No.
We'll talk. I'm always down to negotiate.
Technically, if you ask Drac for help with that, he will make the deal for you in your place.
She's already got 2. It can't be worse.
That is true.
Hey!
I mean,
What are you going hey for? I have a deity and a patron, mind you.
Yes. Red thinks
You're not
that's
a-
quite enough.
You're not deal, you're bonus.
Okay, that's fair.
As the unfortunate events of catching a skyfish to the side of the face fade, a few more hours pass, dinner is made. The rest of the day is uneventful. Drakix, you are at the navigator's table with Galen. Both of you have been kind of like really crunching numbers the last like 2-3 days, checking the course, and both of you have agreed tomorrow, probably like mid-morning-ish, you'd get close enough to dock.
I mean, they can get as close to Doc as they want.
Hey, so we're not gonna, like, run into the dock again, are we?
I hope
Galen
not.
kind of looks over. What do you mean?
Oh,
Everyone just suddenly looks at Drax.
Drax is
Drax, you watch as Galen turns and looks at you and just slowly begins to smile.
He's like, wow, look, the map looks so nice right here.
So, tell
He
me,
almost ruined Hasbing's dock. Deck?
You almost hit Hasbing?
Dock.
Yeah.
Oh no,
You
that's not
can
an almost.
see
That's
it!
a did happen, not an
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. My sister had to stop
Oh.
Drax looks over and just goes, we unfortunately went through the ice fields and were chased by the watcher of the island and almost eaten for lunch. And don't give me that look.
That's
Tom.
not. Garen, no. Pretty sure we just caught an updraft or something.
Right.
Galen kind of slowly turns his head and looks at you, Luizan. Your sister is Ragna?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
My younger sister, yeah.
Oh, younger sister. Oh.
Can I get inside check that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Same.
I feel like this is part of the same interaction between Ragnar and Drac. Galen was a third member of that entire thing. He's like, oh crap.
Tell him how you really feel, Galen.
What did you? Oh,
Drac is
fuck.
just looking down at the table
Hold on.
and
What are
not
those
saying
rolls?
a damn thing.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a 27 total.
Jeebus.
As you were able, I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, you were there with that. You get a sense that whatever reputation that Drakix has with Ragna, Galen was probably shoulder to shoulder with whatever shenanigans led to that
It's definitely shenanigans.
attitude.
Definitely shenanigans.
Shenaned and then we shenaned.
You imagine
again.
running a ship into a port is the least of her problems when those three are around, namely being Breeze, Drakix, and Galen.
Have you been around all three? I get it.
Yeah.
Drac has no idea what any of you are talking about. Look, it looks so
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm,
His
mhm.
eyes are down.
Galen joins in immediately. Yeah, just looking at the calculations.
Look at how
I think
close we are.
Yeah, we'll
You
be
see,
there
it's
by
like
mid-morning.
surprise.
Exactly.
I'm surprised the fact we're gonna make it here. That's
Uh-huh.
cool as we are.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing my brother didn't give you guys a drink. Well, give him a drink. Yeah.
It's all right.
I don't know
Doc,
how
I-
you did that either. Okay. I'm glad I don't make that here. Actually, I wonder if I could.
And I can replicate the taste and smell of it.
I want the effectiveness of it. Not just the taste. The taste. Ugh. The
Does Drac
effectiveness.
know how to make that drink?
I feel like Zahn would know how to make it more than. It's a family recipe.
I would say the two of you could probably figure it out. It would take a little bit of time.
When we get to port, we'll find the right herbs and I'll make more and we'll. Yes.
We're just gonna
Done.
section off part of the kitchen and turn it into a brewery. Is that what we're saying?
Seems that
There's
way.
the alchemy, there's the kitchen, and now there's the brewery all within it. At some point, there's gonna be a chem station, a firearm
I'm
station.
just gonna go ahead and
You're gonna need to get a bigger vessel to
Yeah,
house
I
all
know.
these things. You're gonna be turning this. You're gonna be selling this ship to fund the next ship that's bigger.
I'm just gonna put it down now. We gotta get at least 3 alchemy kits at this point because we're using them for everything.
Yeah.
Well, Red's just gonna stay away from all of that because she can't cook, she can't make coffee, and fire plus alcohol probably isn't what we need on a
Technically,
ship.
not so. Actually, technically, it will help a lot with distillation. So yes,
we could use
fire and alcohol is
Yeah.
a good mix. if the alcohol's in containers. If not, then yes, you are correct.
There is
Though we will have Molotov cocktails if that is the case.
Not
In-
me already prepping my 2 main documents I use for pricing things you guys buy.
Jeebus.
It's fine.
Well, distillation, there is a limit to how much fire you should use.
Yes.
Too much fire is bad.
She's got it under
Yes.
control. You've seen her hold back and not cast fireball when she shouldn't. Most
Not
of the
on
time.
Thing, but
True.
Listen, if it's not bad guy, person, stab, friend, she holds back.
Yeah.
Moment that those 2 lines are crossed, it's
chaos.
listen. It depends on how well she wants them to be barbecued,
Look, if we
Right.
make a strong enough
charred or
alcohol,
not.
if we decide to make
Oh.
our own alcohol and it's strong enough, we can just call it Phoenix Brew.
Yes,
Ooh.
I actually really like that.
Is it legal?
No.
that depends
Well-
on what your
So
that depends on your definition of legal.
that depends upon definition of legal.
And what
Once
island?
again, I want to make sure I really sell you on the culture. The
Mhm.
island governments truly only give a shit about their borders. There's too many problems like feeding your own, watering your own, keeping your places safe, clean. They have to handle their island. They can't be bothered with whatever hell's happening somewhere else, unless it's a truly like egregious crime. And as you guys have noticed, even for the things you've been framed for, seems to be
So
really
there's no quotes for that. We were framed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one guy that has seemed to give a
I
crap
would-
so far, and that's because he was hired to give a crap.
I would say we were more set up than framed, personally.
Yeah,
And that is also fair.
technically same shit. Really, it
Yeah.
depends on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, but setup sounds less, incriminating.
Don't get me wrong,
That's
word may get around, but
Yeah,
it hasn't exactly been that long
No.
since you've been there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
if it hits a year, then probably everybody, well, I'd say half of the islands will know it.
There is or is not a slowly rising chance you'll run into somebody who's seen your posters.
That's fair.
That it isn't our friend at Drakex.
That is also very fair.
Yeah,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
reputation.
Probably everybody who's seen one already knows who I am. So it's like, oh, this little shit.
They're basically, yeah, and again, like in Drakix's world, they're either gonna think 2 things: 1, something ain't right, or 2, oh, well, the deep end finally took them long enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, I'd be more like, oh, this must be a mistake. He's not good enough for this.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
yeah, 3
Yeah.
lines.
It's,
Okay.
it's finally he fell at the deep end, or something must be wrong. And then look at the value. That's not right. There's a typo here somewhere.
Too many
It's a-
zeros.
Right.
It's either
It's an
too many
extra
zeros
zero.
or not enough zeros.
That's how I'm going to describe it every time you ask for the price. I'm going to just give you an arbitrary number that's just too many zeros or not enough zeros.
Yeah.
But the rest of that day goes without issue. You have a good meal, a good rest. The morning comes, a couple hours pass. As you are all about your own business, it is easy to tell the influx of more frequent vessels has been on the rise the closer you've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
To be expected, merchant ships, CTC ships. And then, finally, the vision breaks. Getting to this part of the land and the Cloud Ocean itself, Drakix, is tricky sometimes because it does have its own unique properties of rising and lowering heights because it is the Cloud Ocean. You have a full crew. There's no need for a skill check at this point, but there is a bit of a climb to the ship as it begins to go up and rise. As you know, where you're going is a higher elevated section of the Cloud Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
All of you feel the lurch of the ship. It tilts back a bit. Heading up, eventually, it crests this upper edge of the rising current. And there, off in the distance, just slightly visible, suspended to you, Drakix, and the rest of you would know the island, perhaps not by sight, but just the fact that you've been heading there for the past 2-ish weeks. You see Villantos. Floating island of impossible beauty. Its edges shimmer with a soft, etheric glow. Over the next roughly half-hour, as your ship gets closer, things begin to take shape further. I'm trying to remember if anyone had been here before. Drakix, I know you've done business here, but I don't remember how invested you wanted to be with this island.
Well, with what it offers, it'd be one of his. It's not like his usual routes, but it's like his secondary route, if anything.
Gotcha.
If a job came through, he would be here, but it's not like he's coming here explicitly, mainly because this island particularly moves. So it's more of a hassle, really.
Gotcha. Getting close enough, as this is not a huge merchant island, but still valuable location. Be able to find a dock. Immediately beyond the docks, you can already see verdant gardens spilling over terraced cliffs, trailing vines and blossom-laden branches that dance in the wind. Marble bridges arc over tranquil ponds, and winding cobblestones glitter faintly with inlaid runes. Catches your eyes, Levikazan, as you're very used to an island, especially your home, that's very mundane, but I don't want to say it as an insulting way, but just in heritage, just rooted. That's a good way to put it. Rooted.
Yes.
In Cliff Notes version, it's boring as hell.
These pathways catch your eyes, Levikazan, because you've seen stone pathways before, but they almost seem to be like flaked with glitter or some kind of sparkling dust.
She's very.
It's almost as if the island itself hums, not with machinery or magic alone, but with creation. Everywhere there is motion. A weaver hangs dyed silks from a rooftop loom. A glassblower spins molten art into shape beneath a pavilion of vines. The very air feels alive with inspiration, and every breeze carries the scent of cedarwood, fresh ink, wildflowers. This island is known for its artistry. It's known for its hardy attempts to hang on to all the things that were lost in the uprising. When calamity happens, all you care about is survival. But in those harsh moments of horrible primordial energies and this hunger overtaking the land, it seemed those of this island managed to hang on to just a bit of that cultural history and made that their identity. So again, this island isn't known for pumping out incredible runes or powerful ships or great magical items, but just, I would say it carries the weight of humanity.
So it's the Renaissance in cultural form.
Yeah, basically. You come here to be inspired. You come here to remember why you keep moving forward.
Or you come through here, try to find Da Vinci and steal his flying machine.
That as well.
Sorry, Assassin's Creed. I've played way too
No,
much.
that as well.
Assassin's Creed.
Drakix, you come here to steal ideas. Galen kind of taps you on the lower of your back, pats you. I've got it. He walks off with the manifest and the shit papers. And you watch as he makes his way towards the dockmaster.
He also reminds him about the package delivery as well to deal with that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll make sure we're legit first.
Mm-hmm. So I'll let him deal with the ship. He already has the payment in a small pouch, probably.
Yeah.
And Drac is going to look to everybody else.
Do you feel it's been lifted from you?
Yeah. It's like the bag of holding feels lighter. Even though its weight doesn't change.
It doesn't really change. Yeah, just
it feels lighter
on your shoulders. You just know.
Drac is just going to look to everybody else. So, shall we find our wayward wizard? And hopefully, might not. Actually, I want one of you to stop me from smacking him in the face for ruining my coffee that day.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And we are going to go and ask around for he's gonna look around for any possible information vendors in the process. Try to get up-to-date information on the island. In order to plan out how we're going to move along. And
You look for within the law or without the law?
both.
Okay, make a perception check to see which one you see first.
Gotta find it from both sides. That's an 11.
11.
I don't have my land legs yet.
Yeah. Let's see. You spot as you get off the ship, you kind of clock Galen heading towards the dockmaster. Then you can see there is what looks to be like a general courier kind of walking towards you. Obviously, you know they're just on their path, but they are walking in your direction. They have on simple brown tunic, kind of faded black trousers, and the typical kind of brightly colored sash over their shoulder with the messenger badge on his left side.
He's gonna carefully call out to him and not trying to break his stride, but for a quick minute,
He looks.
trying to get comb over.
Oh, he walks over. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm just trying to find the newest happenings on the island, if it's possible.
He kind of looks past you at your ship. Oh, yeah.
Just freshly arrived.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What you want to know?
Anything of note? Major happenings? Things that make people kind of question what's going on, if that is anything recent, and weird things on other islands, and kind of curious to find out what's happening here.
Well, there's no me to judge, but you're freshly arrived, so I'll just be cautiously questionable if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy fancier soirees?
We've been known to take part.
Well, there is one of the noble houses, so we're having hers in the next 4 days, actually.
Oh, which house?
Oh, House Carfine.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else of note happening? Possibly with the court wizards by any chance, or
Roll a d20.
that's an 8.
Okay. With that, as you hear this name, you do recognize that house name.
Okay.
They are known to, when they do host, they host grand gatherings in very opulent taste at their estate. Usually they showcase the island's finest musicians, performers, and artisans. You know, this house and those who head it take great pride in their role as a patron of the arts. I use that patron word very loosely. Typically, the individual that leads this household isn't very tasteful, but
He's loosey-goosey. Got it.
They simply have the money background to throw at people and say, you know, look at me, look at all these great people I've gathered. Of course I have taste. Of course I'm elegant. When in reality, they're just dry.
Got it. So it's okay to rid him of his money without any blowback. Okay.
At the mention of the wizard circles, kind of shake your head. Don't do breakthroughs recently. Of course,
Oh.
most of the arts here are for showies.
Hmm. I heard a weird story out on the clouds of a wizard that was able to land on a ship. Thought it was odd. Figured, and I heard stories that they were from here. Figured I'd ask.
Oh. Well, I mean, that would certainly put somebody on the map, as they say, but no reason to worry about that kind of achievement.
Understood.
Huh. Anything else?
If I needed to find one of the court wizards, where's the best place to find them? I have something I need to deliver.
Well, I'll probably head over to the Artisan's Quarter first. Most of those of the arcane arts are there because that's where they do most of the enchanting for paintings and pottery, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I appreciate it, and he will slip him 2 gold for the info.
Takes it, quickly pockets it.
Oh yeah, he knows the fact that he overpaid, but it's also he was willing enough to.
I think you'll fit
Sure.
right in with that soiree.
Oh, I'm sure. Even if I wasn't going to, I would definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. And he heads off.
Mm-hmm. Looks over to the others. So we need to get you all fancy. And he kind of like looks at Zom from the corner of his eye. In 4 days.
He still has the fancy dress we bought last time.
Oh, I know, but she's definitely gonna have to stay in the heels the entire time.
Do I have to?
How quickly can you grow a watermelon?
Very quickly. Oh. No, it's 8 hours now. Yeah.
8 hours.
8 hours. What? I can grow a whole plethora of them. So, that was a sarcastic thing. Okay, yeah, that one. Yep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Drac just gently pats her shoulder. It's okay.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll figure out stuff. I don't even know if I still have those shoes. I'm pretty sure I tossed them overboard at some point.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, which is the reason why I pointedly kind of looked at you from the corner of my eye when I said it.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll find something for you. But there's that. I'm pretty sure if we can find our wayward friend, we will have an audience. If not, well, I'm pretty sure we can convince our way into said party. So, onward into the city to artisans' quarters, possibly?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright. He's gonna lead them off. And making sure he's gonna get directions on the way, just to make sure he doesn't get lost.
All right.
Because it's been a while. He's not going into this blind.
Okay. While this island holds no castle and no perceivable center of the island, there are signs. One of these being the artisan's quarters. Excuse me, artisan quarter. Domes, towers, and studios carved with impossible precision. Within that, the heart of it. Following these walkways, art is abundant. Painters, weavers, from individuals just making rope and turning that into various shapes to even sell, loom workers, glass blowers, even some whitesmiths working with softer metals, gold, silver, making incredible jewelry. Eventually, wandering, maybe get lost in the incredible smells and sights, you find the center. And within that, a large doorway-like arch with 3 large metal wind chimes hanging from it. Barely able to move in the breeze given, there is over the arch words. I know Red does, but I do need to ask, who can read Celestial?
Doc, I think.
Doc.
Because the only other one.
Okay. Upon the archway, because I imagine you would eventually either read it to yourselves or read it out loud, but you can keep it to yourselves until then. But it does say, "Welcome, traveler. Breathe deep. Here, even the air is trying to make something beautiful."
Red rolls her eyes at the platitude, continues to walk.
Love it.
Yep.
Drac would look at it curiously, and then just go in, not really caring, and go through the doors. Unless someone stops him.
No, that's just like a centerpiece in the middle of this artisan quarter. It's not actually a doorway, it's just an archway.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, he goes in.
Zon looks to Doc.
It's just a saying they have in town, apparently, like a motto, it seems.
Okay.
But they seem they're very prideful in their work.
I can see that.
As far as Drac knows, it's cursing him, cursing like 100 generations down, and he's just like, I don't give a shit. Looks through.
I mean, do you want to meet this wizard person?
It would be nice to meet him again.
Yeah.
See if he's made any breakthroughs in his teleportation conjurations.
His aim has improved.
We hope.
Well,
I
if
doubt
he's
it.
still there, maybe it has.
Right.
Speaking of, I need to roll if you had any breakthroughs real quick.
Yeah.
He must have, because he was able to send a coin directly to us. Or I should say to me.
Do you want to roll for this?
I would have mentioned Doc has been mostly quiet through the walks up. You can tell he's thinking about something. That's really about it.
All right. You want to try and find this individual?
Reverse Drac first when he walks in. He's gonna take a look around. Just trying to. He's gonna walk around, see what's there, while keeping an eye out. Yes, but it's not going to be like he's looking for him and goes directly to him. He's going to wander, and eventually, if he finds him, goes to him. This way, nobody thinks that it's deliberate. It's more of a, oh wow, I like your stuff.
Doc will keep an actual eye out for him.
I will say, something about this island just feels more alive, more vibrant. You can't really put your fingers on it, but something just feels more energetic.
It's the home of the djinn. Got it. It's that wish energy, man. It's coming through.
All right. Let me think here. Let me get an investigation check from two of you, who would be kind of heading us up. Thus far, Drakix and Doc have spoken up, so.
I have a goose egg, so if anybody wants to roll for it, by all means, roll for it.
I mean, I can roll for it easily.
You can.
Yeah. Red's got the other one.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
Sweet.
probably
I wanna-
walking beside Doc to like look at things.
Look at the picture of the pretty
Wow.
lady going down the path.
Oh wow.
Holy shit!
Oh my
Cool.
god.
Right. Okay. All right.
There are only two sides of a D20, everybody.
Yep. And she's gonna burn a D4
Yeah. You
since
don't
it
have
actually
a D4.
does depend. Did she not? I thought she
Nope.
had one.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope,
Never
use the
mind.
last session.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you reroll those?
I can. Well, let me do that.
Yeah.
I'm not
I wish
forcing
I
you
could.
to use your abilities.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
just-
good. It's good. I mean, if we're depending on Red, I probably should, to be honest.
This one is kind of are.
This
Doc's-
one is like a
Doc's
Doc
too
is-
stuck in his head.
I got a worse roll. Okay, we're
Doc
gonna
has
do it
no,
again.
no, no. Doc saw a painting that looked like Zahn. He's just like, oh wow.
Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna
Wow.
not, because I keep rolling lower. So,
Just do one more. Just
One
do
more time,
one
you're
more.
One
gonna
more-
get a
okay,
natural
one-
20.
okay, all right, cool.
Yep.
All right, if I get
Yep.
a
This is the
2,
last
I'm gonna
one.
be
This is the
pissed
last
off.
There you
Okay,
go.
cool.
See, that's better. That's better than the first one.
That's
Alright.
one better. I wasted 4 sorcery points to get one better.
We love you. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love it.
That's a 14.
14 and a 10. Got it.
Yeah.
Natural 1 for a 10.
Well, it's a skill check.
I was letting the stream know that's a not 1.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc, something catches you by surprise as you are
Okay.
walking through this. You look over and you can see on a loom is probably about like 90% completed. Is what looks to be some kind of great grand tapestry with a very familiar symbol on it.
Oh.
The one from the back of your hand.
Yeah, that would definitely distract Doc. He's going over.
5-minute break. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, y'all. Run some ads, get some water, so you don't catch too many ad breaks if you come in and join us midway through. So we'll see you guys in 5.
Oh, God.
That makes us at
Yeah. BRB.
Yeah.
oh
Oh,
wait,
wait.
yeah, oh wait. Great way to describe how you're distracted.
Oh boy.
I mean, I was gonna go with the idea that he's working on the formulas for his idea that ran by you.
Mhm.
Um.
Oh gosh.
Okay, that complicates a few things. Noted.
Mhm.
Noted. Okay.
Great time to bring it up.
Yup.
Oh man. Water time.
No, it's Dorito time.
Oh, Dorito time. Sorry. I could go get my chips. I have popcorners,
Ooh.
but I also do most of the narrating, so I don't want to hear. I'm trying to talk.
It's fine.
Oh, we'll fix that real quick.
hmm
All you have to do is send us on a tangent. We'll fix that.
That's very true. Whistle.
As you're walking through the street, you see a door, and it's going mute.
Just watch as we try to figure out.
Not only that, but it's a door with no handle.
Son takes her axe. Resistant to damage.
Resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing
Mhm.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
No, you strike it. You strike it. The door grows larger.
Oh,
God.
jeez.
So what you're saying is that we have to coddle it and tell it nice things for it to...
Hit the door, it grows teeth, it's a mimic.
Make it a mimic based on the Ghostbusters 2 slime.
Oh god.
Oh god.
That's amazing.
I love that movie. They made the Statue of Liberty move.
Hmm. So, whoever in our notes is still on page 1, you are a radish. And whoever is on page 20, you are a elderberry.
Let me
Uh-huh.
see where I am.
What about page? Well,
Page 1.
wait.
What's 3?
I'm on page 6.
Well, then none of those are right.
Oh,
Page
so-
3 is
right.
radish.
So I'm elderberry.
No, because you're in here as you.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
because I'm on page 20.
That is
Interesting.
weird. Very
He
weird.
might not be signed in because he says he's inactive.
True. But,
I hadn't clicked the actual page.
huh.
I've been having it open for ages, so.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Mine says I'm on page 16. No, never mind. What page am I on now?
Who
I
knows,
am.
but there's 21 pages of it.
Alright, I just dropped down to page 20.
Nice.
I'm on page
Um,
21, so yeah, not me.
Yeah,
I should have taken the time to make a cup of coffee or something.
you should have.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not get
Yeah,
your
you-
monster?
No, I did not. I was busy working.
Damn.
That's fine.
Even
I'm
though you
having
went out to
more
BK?
monsters.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I had no. Well, that was after work. Was the BK Lounge?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Could have picked up a monster then.
Yep.
That's what I said.
BK Lounge doesn't sell monsters.
I'm guessing that there was a gas station between here and there.
No, there's not.
A
A
convenience
Walgreens. a-
But there is a
Yeah,
deli
so-
or a convenience store of some
there,
other kind.
there's a Kroger on the other side of the street,
See,
though.
For
you
shame.
could have got it.
For
Yeah,
shame.
For shame.
You know what?
your
You're
own
right.
fault.
Somebody
Let
put
me
the
go
meme.
now at 7:08
Somebody
at
go
night
put in the
to go get a
shame meme.
monster.
Shame him.
Shame.
All right, 7:08. Let's go.
Shame this
So-
man.
Doc.
Yes.
Narratively speaking, with your unfortunate super low roll as you are walking through these streets, just taking in the sights, trying to look out for the telltale signs of a wizard's tower, a wizard's abode, house, doorway, something. Your eyes kind of move to a. Sorry, I
Loom.
saw some activity somewhere. Move to a loom, a larger loom, making what looks to be like the kind of tapestry you would hang in like a grand hall or things like that.
Yeah.
And upon it is a familiar floral shape that is reminiscent of the mark on the back of your hand. Of course, much more detail, very colorful, very beautiful, but same design.
Doc will go up and take a look at it, get closer to it, and see if there's anyone actively working on it right now.
Yes. Okay. Working on it
Is
a human female. Looks to be 30s or 40s. Kind of short, curled, blonde brown hair. And a little bit weathered skin. I would say averagely dressed. Kind of has a dress with an apron used to keep cloth out of the way. And she is working with the loom. Does not notice your approach, but doesn't really seem to turn to give you the attention.
Doc won't interrupt immediately, but he will stare at the design of the loom, and because you said it's like a grand tapestry, is there any more than just the symbol? Like, is there a story being told, or is it just more of a very well detailed?
I'll say very well detailed. There are other woven in symbols and shapes, but there's no apparent like text.
Mm-hmm. After a bit, Doc would, try to get her attention.
I feel like Zon's just standing beside him, like, letting him go at his own pace. Clearly, this has caught his attention.
She eventually just kind of stops, sees you. Hello?
Hello. Sorry to interrupt your work. It's such a beautiful tapestry.
Oh, thank you. I'm just
I was
still learning, but thank you.
I was curious. What was your inspiration for this symbol?
Well, I haven't been working here very long. It's just the owner did the main design, and I'm just following up with their lead.
Oh, well, who is the owner, if you don't mind me asking? I'm very curious of how they came upon this design.
The owner is her name is Adrielle.
Adrielle. And is she in today, or would I need to come back some other time to speak with her?
Some of the time. You could probably catch her tomorrow.
Okay. Evening, morning.
Morning. It is a bit hectic, but it's the best time to catch most of us. And she kind of like gestures to like basically the giant like open shopping / crafting area.
I'll be sure to stop by tomorrow morning then. I won't keep you from your work. Thank you for your time.
Of course. And she turns back around and gets back to work.
Zon looks over at Doc. That was weird.
I need to speak with... I would need to speak with the owner. She might know something of my family.
That is true. What if... Now this is just putting this out there. What if she is part of the family?
I
We
mean, I
didn't get a
wouldn't know
last
until I
name.
find out.
Yeah. Oh boy. Right.
Well, to be fair, I do have a last name.
Yeah.
Just not many people. I don't think they go by it anymore. But the name, the bloodline is. I know it.
True. So you can go by it if you want, or you can not. You can choose a whole new last name if you want.
Well, I have been using my given last name.
That is true. Well, since we can't do anything about it today, why don't we go find that wizard for you? See if he has anything fun.
I'm sure he has some sort of eccentric idea or plan for us being here.
Oh, probably.
And he still owes us that grand dinner, I believe, in reward.
I will be down for that. Maybe not tonight, but sometime.
Maybe not tonight. No. I think tonight I would rather just find an inn. And I wanted to show all of you something.
Yeah. I think that's a good plan. I feel, is the group still there? They're just like standing awkwardly
I would say
behind us.
you're probably all within like 30 to 50 feet of each other because most of you have the ability to message or telekinetically link with each other. So you don't have to be like at all times in speaking distance.
We're
but I would
not
say-
over everybody's shoulders. It's like, ooh, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
it's more like, can I still see them to make this connection for message or telepathy? Yes. Okay, that's good enough. That's kind of the vibe I get when you guys travel somewhere. You're not, again, as Drakic said, you're not over those shoulders. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? I would say visual range.
Yeah.
At most
First
90
has to
feet
talk
away.
to- yeah. Zon has to talk to the cat before deciding next move, as
Yeah.
familiar must make decision for her.
Apparently. He's being him. Yeah, so I guess we'll turn around and we'll kind of look for the group, and whoever she sees first, she'll mind link with.
I would say you probably see Red, who you're watching as she like looks around, and then you see kind of barely in her eyes this little like spark of sorceress arcane power as she looks like she's trying to find something, but she's like looking and just can't seem to find it.
In her mind, she hears, "Are you trying to set stuff on fire?"
There is no try with that. There's only do.
I mean, can you set magical things on fire if they're fire
Would you like
resist?
something set on fire?
No. I think we're good enough here. There's plenty to look at.
Right. So what are you
Right.
asking?
But it's not a lovely shade of red.
We
Mm-hmm.
Doc found a weird tapestry with the rose symbol on, and the owner's like, "Let's go find the wizard."
Are you all right? You
I'm
sound
fine.
a little more scatterbrained than usual.
I mean, yeah, today's just, a different day. So,
That's what happens when the sun sets. It turns into a different day.
I'm going to excuse that one. Shall we?
I think it's a fair point. I think only Zon knows today is Doc's birthday.
Yep.
Yeah.
You haven't told anybody else.
Nope.
Correct.
It's okay.
So Red's
She
just
knows.
being her usual self.
Yup. Right. Wizard? Yes?
Hi. What do you think I'm doing?
Trying to set things on fire.
I already told you I wasn't. Are you sure you're not?
I'm
You
fine.
usually listen better.
I'm just stating what I saw. But clearly you're not.
Right.
So, we'll... Yeah, okay.
Find the wizard. Yes.
Yeah, find the wizard. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry. I can't really. I'm scared to actually start like mumbling that specific song, which is going through my head, just because I don't want to all of a sudden get paperwork in the mail. You know.
You don't want... wow.
Right.
I don't know who I
Exactly.
was trying to say.
Exactly.
You don't want
Yep.
me to get the mail.
I don't. Save me
Yeah.
paperwork, please.
That's the reason why I stopped myself. It started in my head, the song, you know, and I'm just like, no, we're not going for the mouse.
No.
No, you don't go for the mouse. The mouse goes for you.
Yeah, but we don't need to give the mouse the cheese in order to come after us. So we're good.
So I'm guessing Red doesn't see anything at all.
No.
Okay, good.
We'll ask, at what point would the party kind of just throw their hands in the air and start name dropping this wizard?
After about 5 minutes.
How long does it
Yeah.
take?
After 5 minutes,
Red is
Drac
unusually
is-
stubborn, so she's not going to be the one to say anything.
Drac is gonna go to somebody who looks like
They're
they're
important.
visited a lot. Like not the busiest table,
Mhm.
but the table that people tend to like stop by for a couple of seconds, have a conversation, walk off. Not that one tends to be like a little bit more open, not much traffic going to it, but still has enough of movement around it to maybe be like one of those like may know something, but he's definitely not going to go to the tables that like everybody is flocking around.
I would say you would head over to... If this person wasn't standing there, it would just be another part of the street. But they seem to have somehow, without messing up the flow of foot traffic or even the occasional cart, they've set up in essentially the middle of the street with 3 shelves that make a U shape, and only on the inside are they lined with all manner of weapons.
Of course, I'd find the weapon dealer. Yep, we're going to the weapon dealer, guys. Drac is walking over.
Fuck yeah.
You see a human male, probably about like late 20s, early 30s, long curled black hair, brown eyes, looking a little sunburned actually. About 6 feet, pretty beefy, not Zon level beefy, but on their way. Sees you
So
approach.
he'd be good for an arm wrestling match. Got it.
Yeah, sees you approach, smiles. Hello there.
Morning. Oh, afternoon ish.
Day.
Time
Good
of
day.
day.
Yeah.
Time of day. I
Time
like
of
that
day.
one.
I do too.
Come to browse?
Browse, looking for a couple of things. What do you have? And Drac is going to make the small circuit around,
Yeah.
just to see exactly what he has, even though he already asked.
Looking here, you don't see anything that would be handy in your blades. These are not weapons of finesse. These
Yeah.
are weapons of the Zon variety. Pure
Mhm.
power.
Purr. Yes.
Got it.
There's a very large
Meatbone crack.
2-headed hammer. There is a great sword. There's an axe. couple of javelins that look rather enticing. Actually,
He is going.
You got to look at as you pass the javelins.
Yeah.
There's just the quickest hit of like ozone.
He's gonna stop and just slowly, as like he stops and just like slowly turns that one particular one. What's special about this one?
Ah, you've got a good eye on you. And he kind of slaps you on the shoulder a little too hard.
He's going to purposely, as hand contacts, spark.
Oh, sorry. Know my own strength sometimes.
Lovely.
I have 3 of them. They are a javelin of lightning.
Huh.
3?
Do they recall?
3. He has 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying.
Oh, so if I throw them, do they come back to me?
You know, Brandon doesn't believe so, but let's double check.
The base
I don't
one
think
does
so
not.
either.
You have to go retrieve the normal ones. There's
Base ones
DM
do
made
not?
customs. Yeah, I think there's a custom one you can use that does.
Gotcha. Okay. He kind of shakes his head a bit. No, when you throw these, unfortunately, you have to go get it. But they hurt.
Oh, I know that lightning hurts. Don't worry. How much is one, just for
Curiosity's
Just
sake.
one?
curiosity's sake?
Oh, just one would be 1,700 gold.
He's straight face. To be expected. Shrek is already thinking how to steal him. In his mind, he's just like, can I get away with this? Maybe. Do I want to? Not yet.
Let's be here for more than 4 hours.
Not even. He's just like, the last day, if they're still here, before we go, they are disappearing. He goes, oh, okay. I'm looking for somebody. I'm not sure if they would be here, because I don't see them. Would you know where I would be able to find Wizard Semlin?
It's Smelton.
Smelton, sorry.
Smelton.
Smelton.
Is it-
That or
Zigmel Smelton.
I looked at the name, that makes it even worse. I want you to know that. I had it on screen.
words are hard, but it's okay.
Holy shit.
Oh no.
Is that a good holy shit or a bad?
Did you just have my RNG of the NPCs know everything?
So there was a 25% chance that this was going to happen, and I
Mhm.
rolled 24.
Yep. Every time I play DM.
So he
and it
kind
plays
of
that
like
song, I
looks
always
at
get it.
you, raises an eyebrow. Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. Why?
He reaches to the javelin and fucking turns it like a quarter inch, and you can see Smelton. He enchants my stuff.
Are those recent?
2 weeks ago.
Okay. Where would I find him?
Why?
I need to talk to the man about a couple of fees that he hasn't paid me yet.
Trying to be persuading or intimidating?
No, he's trying to be honest.
Make
He
a
did promise him dinner, which is technically could be considered a fee.
Make a persuasion roll.
I'm adding a D4 onto that. Okay, I will take that. That's 16.
16? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks up and down. All right. Well, points down the road away and spends a few moments giving you directions to get to his house.
Mhm.
He instructs you to make sure you go through the eastern gate because that's considered his work office.
Okay. And what about the other gates? Just for curiosity's sake.
Oh, that's just his home.
Okay.
And it is, as one would say,
Rude.
protected from random Samaritans walking up off the street.
I think the fact that we'd be random, but thank you for the warning. All right, we'll head off then. Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My table. My name, Henry.
Escalets? No one here plays the Divinity. Okay, never mind. Kingdom Come
Wait a minute, I know that name. What?
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Naming character's name. Henry Escalets.
Oh my god, I haven't played that game in ages.
I just pulled it from my table.
So Henry, what? Just in case, like I could at least tell Zigma, like who?
Henry.
That's it. No family name, surname,
Do I
title.
look rich?
Listen,
I
everybody should have a name.
I have a last
Everybody
name
should
and
be
I'm not
have a name.
rich.
So.
I mean, to be fair, Zahn, you are technically a princess.
You're a princess, so therefore you can't say anything. Anyways, Drag turns over. Like, if you like a name, you just let us know. We'll give you one. If the child were to find out you don't have a last name, the child will be highly upset.
I like to imagine, like, in her head, Zahn is having this, like,
Existential
passionate discussion
crisis?
about her last name. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right,
I
Ro.
mean, technically, it's about to change.
Or is
Mhm.
it? What if Dox is about to change?
Ooh.
I guess we'll find out when we talk to your dad.
Yes.
More like when her dad puts you through the trial.
Uh-huh,
You must
yeah.
survive the trial to marry my daughter.
Look, if it's a test of strength, I think Doc's got it.
Yeah.
What's the trial? He just sets down a mug.
Hey, Doc did good. He passed her brother's test with that mug, to be fair.
That is
He
true.
did. He did.
I was the only one not to get drunk from it.
True.
God, man.
Eva, is there anything you are up to while this is going down?
Nope. She's kind of just hanging out, not really familiar with A, the people, or B, the magic, and so she's like a fish out of water over here, and she's just chilling.
Gotcha. Directions given. Do you go immediately, or do you take a moment to wander your way there?
No, I'll walk directly there. At this point, people would have, if they're paying attention, already know the fact that he acts directly for it. So there's no point in subtlety. And the familiar has decided that, well, sorry, the other familiar has decided that they must now partake of conversation making and
Zahn,
decisions.
as you're walking, a cat starts to leap through your ankles.
Zahn just picks it up. Starts walking.
And then all of a sudden, a second one drops from a roof and is just sitting on her head.
Done.
So yeah, we're heading over.
Heading over there. The scenery shifts a bit. It goes from almost like this quick, drastic change from open shops, open areas, open crafting locations to very, how do I put this? Purposeful buildings. Definitely made out of place almost. This seems to be made more for function than form. Not ugly by any means, but certainly not in keeping with most of the island's aesthetic. And looking
Mhm.
here, there's this kind of like each of you kind of have this moment like, oh, this is where the wizards live, because things are eccentric, but also this interesting blend of chaos and culture. As you can see, there's various like devices that are built over there. Some of these buildings, some of them tower shaped. None are very tall. I say nothing is really over like probably 30, 40 feet. But again, it just doesn't belong. The rest of the island having flowing, open artistry, all of this. Here, this is where the power, like arcane power, resides. It's definitely made apparent in the number of familiars just out and about. Cats, frogs, birds, small eagles.
I feel like at one point it's not Zahn that's walking with us, it's just a mountain of fur.
I will take it. Gimme.
Eventually, you do find the building described is a somewhat large, but looks to be mostly for study and practical application. There is a definite left and a right side to this building. The right side is just a story tall. Looks to be probably houses 3 to 4 rooms. The left side is much larger, probably a solid 3 stories tall. There are windows lining the entire top floor and a stone wall around all of it with a iron gate at the west and east entrances.
Drac is gonna look over to the west side, even if he has to jump over the small brook to go to the west side. And if he has to jump back over to the east side, he'll do that.
No, you can just walk around.
Okay, so nobody's fighting over it. Got it. He's gonna go over and just like look over and be like, "Is there a stone type of thing to kind of like buzz in?" If not, he's gonna go back to the east side because he's currently not trying to mess around right now.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Do
wizard,
you
he's not totally
put your
sure.
hand on the eastern gate?
He does.
Okay. As you do so, you realize it opens without effort.
And he's just gonna stroll in.
Okay.
Doc wouldn't be too far behind.
Let me see. Let me check something quick. Track X,
Mm-hmm.
red. And Doc.
Yes.
You notice the gate makes no sound when it opens.
That puts Drac on edge a little bit. His internal smuggler is just going like, this is a well-oiled gate, which means that it's constantly being used and monitored.
Silence cast upon this. That would be Doc's assumption. It's just a silence spell on the hinges.
Do you check the hinges?
Sure, I'll give him a look over.
Make an investigation check.
That is a 13.
13. It's not terribly difficult to see. Yes, a very small, very tiny localized sphere of silence that just barely is the size of the hinges has been engraved on the hinges.
I expected that. It's a fair use of it, but it means you're also opening yourself up to just being walked in on.
Continues walking towards the door. And then he's going to knock on the door.
Okay. So you just that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you knock,
But it's a little bit heavier than that.
oh, good. Okay.
As if it's just like, hey, I'm coming for my money kind of knock. But
So as you
But
go to
also
put some,
being like,
you put
not a
some
little bit
pepper
rude.
behind it, right?
yeah.
It's much louder than the sound you were expecting to make. You were expecting doo doo doo, What you get is like the police knock, just doo, 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 doo.
Dawn just
And he
looks
just-
at him. Are
He's
you
like-
trying to wake up the whole town?
Do you want me to?
No.
And he goes.
No.
And he kind of like pats his hand back.
No. Zahn just shoves him away.
He's just like ready to go. But really, if she said do it, he was gonna throw it, and then like right before his fist were to touch it, he would just flick his finger against the door.
God.
I have a question for Eva. The cats come with us?
Yeah, does the cat stand on the arms?
No, Cass.
Oh.
Cass. Not everything is about your cat.
The only reason I work is because
you
the cat.
know.
Yeah.
No, Cass probably would stay on the ship with crew.
Okay.
I have a feeling that Doc would let
Namely
her homework.
Galen, probably. Because she needs somebody to bother.
I imagine Doc left her homework to do then.
She probably decided Galen's not on the ship. I'm gonna go with him, not doing any homework.
A few moments pass.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if anybody is home.
Zahn
He's
tries
gonna
opening
try the door. Okay, never mind.
Try opening the door.
Yeah.
Okay. The door's locked.
Chico. Shh. Yeah, no. We can try breaking in if you really need to talk to him. Probably
He
not
just-
a good idea.
He
though.
slowly turns to her and be like, he appeared on our ship without warning the first time.
Uh-huh.
He ruined my coffee the second time.
Uh-huh.
I came answering his request. This little shit is answering me now. And this time he's actually
Ball
going to...
is at the door itself, like within like proximity to reach and touch the door.
Doc will look at Drax. If you want, I can use the spell he taught me to get us in. Though I don't know if this place is protected against it or not.
Yeah, no, I'd rather
How
not do that.
important
just
is it
because.
really that we break in at this exact moment?
I'm not. That's the reason why I'm just going to knock.
Right,
Really,
okay.
really loudly.
Do you knock again?
This time it's his bottom of the arm as he just leans it all the way back. And he's just gonna slam it directly in just once.
Okay.
Zahn covers her ears.
Zahn, are you next to him still?
Yeah.
Okay. Eva, where are you at?
I feel like she's by the gate. I won't lie. I feel like she'd be by the gate, just be like, I'm not gonna deal with this bullshit.
Nope.
That's her
She's
call.
hanging out in the back, not
Yeah.
really trying to get involved. Like, she's there, but she's there as backup in case shit hits the fan.
She's nowhere near that fucking door.
Doc would be behind Drax and Zahn.
Okay. Drac,
I imagine
Zahn,
the
and
non-hostile
Doc.
person to
Need all three of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
See? That's why we sit in the back of the party.
That's okay. Remember, you guys all
Zahn,
get a
Yep.
plus
you
5.
do not see it coming.
Fuck.
But you get a plus 5.
Oh no.
Doc does not see any of it coming.
It's okay, Zahn
Look.
got worse.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fred's like-
important. With my 24, can I just push Doc out of the way of whatever it is?
You can choose to save him and you fall, or save yourself.
That's fine. I'll fall. He's just gonna
Okay.
just push him
So
full
you can
force.
shove Doc out of the way. Doc, all the wind is knocked out of your lungs.
Ow.
It's just a horrible experience. Not so much like painful, just.
After
Yeah,
he's been there
Drac was
before.
not being gentle. He's just like the moment that this danger sense came in, it was instinct. Boom. Hand just palmed his chest and pushed all of his weight
So
into it.
from the point of view of Red and Eva,
Mhm.
you both watch as a 10-foot by 10-foot square of the land beneath them just
Mhm.
vanishes.
Oh no.
It doesn't like drop like a trap door. It doesn't like open slowly. It's just
Poof.
gone.
By the way, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
Rox
God.
falls on dies. Zon
No,
falls on
worse.
dies.
Worse. As you fall, you grab Doc's leg.
Yep. All right.
Jack tries to save, and it's just his top
Rapix is trying to save his life,
His
and
life.
then you grab his leg and pull him down.
Fuck.
The three of
Red's
you.
just kind of
fall.
watching, not surprised.
Is there
The
no time for
moment-
me to cast a spell?
No, this is fast.
Okay.
The moment Doc's head clears Eva and Red,
Uh-huh.
Crown is back.
Why were we the only smart ones who didn't bang on a wizard's door?
Do we just leave them there? Like, now what?
Right.
Doors open.
We could go in.
And
And
there,
she just walks.
standing in the doorway, is a familiar blonde-haired, half-elven individual wearing a long, kind of like this royal blue robe. Kind of looks at you, Red. Looks at you, Eva.
Hi again.
You made it!
Took
Right.
a while, but yeah.
Did you have friends here just now?
Yeah.
Right. But then.
Oh, come. And he like rushes you inside.
Do we need to go fetch them?
Yes, quickly.
Quickly.
As we're falling, can I just grab the two of them and just create, like, bring my wings out? Just to, like, lower our speed a little bit?
Goodness, you don't fall far.
Uh-huh.
You only fall 30 feet.
Yeah, but none of us are monks. So can I use our wings just, like, help us
Sure,
get down
absolutely.
gently?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So therefore, none of us hurt moving
As
away.
your natural or magical dark vision kicks in, you
Or not in
notice
Zon's case.
you are in basically a 10-foot wide by 10-foot long, perfectly carved tunnel that it heads straight down. Looking down, the ground looks this odd color of gray in your current vision. It doesn't look like it's really there. You're not dead sure if you're ever going to stop falling because something just looks just thicker in the air beneath you. As you land on, because you're the first, your foot makes contact with this weird gelatinous surface and then begins to sink in.
Oh.
You're muted?
You're muted.
She's just like every time. I can't. It's fine.
Right.
She's just like, Drax, keep him up there. I don't know what this is. She tries to she puts her other foot and tries to lift up the other one and probably sinks it.
No.
Just keep him up there, please. Both of you stay. I can't get out, you guys. Just. Can you
With
fly-
his free hand, Drac is going to take one of his javelins
Mm-hmm.
out of the bag
Mm-hmm.
and try to jam it into the wall.
Okay. Say doable.
And then he's going to take another one, kind of make it like a little bit, like maybe like about 6 inches below and to the right of the first one. And then he's going to put Doc there as a makeshift chair.
Okay.
And then he's going to go quickly down because I had no wings for a minute, in order to try to pull her out and onto another javelin, which she could just hold on to. And then he's going to put another one into the wall and just be like, I hate him.
So much.
If he does not come out, I am going to stab him with a javelin.
Does whatever I'm standing in hurt?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. We're
Trying to
like
pull
about.
the feet out.
I'm going to make sure the fact that we're like 15 feet off of it.
Can I even get out?
You take 6 points of acid damage.
Can I pull her out? Can I pull her
Make a
out?
strength check.
I will fucking make this damn strength check.
There's no point to do that. I can just teleport her.
That's fair, but he's not thinking right now. He's just
you
like,
can just teleport her.
I could, but he's not thinking about that right now. He's like, I got wings. I made sure everybody's up. I have a 17.
Okay, you can pull her out.
Saul's just
So now we're
holding
just-
onto the javelins, just like pull-ups, just hanging there. Okay.
I imagine Doc is just sitting on top of his javelin, not trying to hang.
No, Doc actually has a chair, technically. There's one under his ass and one right behind his back. So it's like this.
He's in a lounge
holding him up. He's in a lounge chair right now. Compared.
Mask on so he can see, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Zaun's goggles are just like askew, and she's just like holding on for dear life.
Your left foot really burns.
Yup. It's fine. It's fine.
Doc will pull out a candle and then light it with elementalism.
As you go to cast the spell,
Mhm.
nothing happens.
I figured that's why I did a cantrip.
Oh, but Zaun would still have her mind link with Red, because it lasts for an hour for Red.
Yeah,
What?
and there's no distance on it.
Hey, Red? Any
Alright,
chance
you alright?
Oh, my foot is burning.
Oh, I'm
we're-
not there. That's odd.
I know, not that type acid, whatever.
Right.
Are you guys in or able to, get us out with your magical broom and such?
We're on our
Please.
way.
Please
Doc
hurry.
will pull out his tinder box to light the candle.
You light the candle, and below you, you can see there is a horrible green cube-like shape that takes up the entirety of the floor space beneath you.
Can I identify what this is? Not
Have
the
I
spell,
seen
but-
it before?
Yeah.
Do I know about the global trash compactor?
I would say it's pretty common to know what this is,
Yeah, it's lightness cube.
Eh.
but it's beginning to move up because it has enough size to touch all the walls.
Yep. Please hurry. It's moving.
Right, I'm quite certain that the wizard knows what he's doing.
Okay.
Sit
Can you
tight.
rush him along a little bit?
He's
we-
already rushing.
Cut to the other scene to where he is rapidly running down a spiral staircase. He gets to this large iron door, and it just said above it. Do you take time to try and read whatever the says above this door says, or you just watch this wizard move frantically?
She
Is
will
it
actually
common
try and-
or
It's
Right,
common.
Oh yeah, she'll read it.
It just says fluffy.
Fluffy.
fluffy?
Right. Tell it Fluffy down.
Fluffy!
And
His name's
Down!
Fluffy.
You see, kind of like makes this motion real quick, and a wand just apparates, and he touches the door in a couple places real quick, and it just flings open, and muffled, Drakix, Zahn, and Doc hear like, but Red and Eva being right there, you just hear, "No, Fluffy, down, back!" As he's like, energy is coming off of the wand, and eventually the creature starts to slowly sink in a strategically placed grated floor.
You keep that as a pet?
It gets rid of my trash.
And people.
Well, I didn't know it was you, did I?
You should have. You did call us here, and you know who our captain is.
Called you here. I didn't call you here.
You didn't send a coin to me?
No.
Ah, fuckers.
Then who sent the coin?
I don't know. Would you get out of Fluffy's tunnel so I can get out of here?
Dimension
just
door
looks-
down.
Drac is just at this point, just like holding onto the one, peeling the other 3 javelins out, putting them all into the bag of holding at the same time, and then just yoinks the last one and uses his claws, just like slowly go down.
I feel like Zahn just drops down
Drops.
and like takes out one. Well, make sure that Doc gets down safely,
Mm-hmm.
and then she probably just takes like, I don't know, one of her hand axes, just like wiping off the whatever slime's left,
Yeah.
shaking off her boot.
Probably
You
just
owe
at
me a
this
new pair
point,
of
the
boots.
axe is like
Has a-
melted with
Your
holes.
boot has a few new holes in it, unfortunately.
You owe me a new pair of boots.
Fine. Come on.
Oh, and by the way, before everything, when we were leaving the ship, Drac would have would take the coin with him for the island,
Okay.
just to kind of be like, "This is what brought like why you like use this to summon us."
You're going to throw it in his coffee.
Yeah, he's half tempted to do that in all honesty, but he's just like, "No."
He gets
You're
you all
in
out of Fluffy's room, and you watch basically before he even has a chance to leave. This cube is already coming back up through the grates to take its usual spot, and he kind of like just slams the door shut. Right. The wand vanishes.
So how do we make sure they don't get eaten by a slime a second time?
Well, now that I know you are in town, just use the front door.
Is that?
They were
not
told
the
to use
front-
that door.
Yes, I'm thankful for whoever told you to use this door knew well enough to send you to this door, because they didn't know you. They didn't know I knew you. But you may come through the other door.
The west door?
Yes.
Is there a certain knock I should use, like on your skull? And he's half tempted to test that out right now. He's just like,
I understand you were angry at me for hurting your ship and landing on it, but remember, you are in my home.
And at this point, he takes out the coin, just like, and I thought you sent this to me. So therefore, I thought you were in trouble, needed our help, which is the reason why I came here. Now that I know, and he lets it go as he grabs it, the fact that you're being a dickhead,
He ignores you and walks away.
little shit, I should have thrown
Wow.
you overboard the first
While
time.
grabbing Doctor by the shoulder.
He's gonna follow behind him.
Yeah, Doc follows.
And he leads you to basically your wet dream of arcane studies. This this office space is littered with books and tools.
Drac is
of
just going
incredible
to
make.
gently pat Zahn's shoulder. It's okay.
I
He'll come back to you when he's done.
There is
He may just want to
paper.
wash his hands beforehand. Make sure.
magical ink. There are tomes, custom-made tools, well-made custom-made tools, various magnifying lenses, various reading devices, gems for scrying, gems for identifying, rings. There's a lot of just arcane study device focused things here. And he just kind of walks over to it and just moves some things aside and
Mhm.
sets the coin down. And he just takes his hand out and holds it towards you. Book.
Hands him the book.
He takes your spell book.
Yep.
Starts
I knew what
flipping
you-
through it.
I knew immediately what he was going to ask for.
Good progress for a short time.
We've been busy. I also have a new.
That's right. You like necromancy.
Yes. I also
Not
have
a
a few
problem.
new.
Just a note I
understand.
forgot.
I also have a new skill. Allows me to cast any spell without knowing it particularly.
Interesting.
Drac is slowly, like, looking at books randomly, taking one off the wall, reading it a little bit, putting it back. Also, some of them I put back haphazardly, just to be an ass.
I like to imagine.
Some are being like upside down, backwards.
I like to imagine Drac opens a book, sees all the math, puts it back, opens another one, does more math.
He doesn't even care. It's just a random book off random shelves. He's like, He's creasing pages occasionally when he doesn't like something about it, and then puts it back the wrong way. He just continues.
Perfect. He spends like 5 minutes on your book, Doctor, before he closes it, gives a nod. You're coming well. Coming
Thank
to
you.
your own right almost.
I'm getting there. It only took, a few near deaths and deaths to get there.
So just looks at him like,
The
weird
greatest
deaths?
growth comes through the hardest challenges.
Well, it took a god to bring me back, but
Surprised they're still
Disintegrate.
interested in us mortals, aren't they?
Disintegrate is quite the spell.
What was that?
Disintegrate's quite the spell.
Oh. Yes, it is. Have you picked it up yet?
No, but I've experienced it firsthand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you look good.
Yeah.
Hey, Drac, just like, really?
I can't complain. Like, comparatively to anyone else who would have gone through what Doc gone through, I'm sure I got the best role possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And he looks to you, Drakix. I'm ready. And he like pats the coin. What is it?
You tell me, like I said, we were on the ship one day, just figuring out the next move. The next thing I know, that appeared in my call.
He looks at the Doctor. Have you identified it yet?
I'm pretty sure Doc did at one point, didn't he?
Which one?
Did you?
The coin? I'm pretty sure I did when Drakus showed it to me.
Yeah, Drac showed it to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I identified it. And that's how we found out it was just a map token. That's what it told me.
Yeah.
Just appeared in your morning beverage.
I drank, heard a clink, found the coin. Only person that we thought of that it could be is you,
Considering you live
as you
here.
know us, and you live here.
True.
And you're the only real high casting conjurer we know that's still alive.
Right.
And in a one in
Which-
a million shot to teleport something, you.
Kind of surprised you
He-
haven't teleported yourself off a ship yet.
Mutters something in Elvish as his hand goes across this way.
What is it? Eva would know immediately.
Even for those that can speak Elvish, it's a little bit of a gibberish, except for maybe Doc, because it is a spell he's casting.
I'm only half proficient in Elvish.
You catch a couple parts of it, enough to make an Arcana check. We'll see if you can catch enough.
Too busy teaching Nosh, not enough learning Elvish.
22.
22. He's casting Mage Hand.
Okay.
But you notice that as he does this, you don't see any like spectral floating hand, but the coin does lift up off the table. Well, it's certainly interesting conundrum, isn't it?
Well, like I said, we have been busy. We've made enemies and allies, of course, as anyone does.
When was this you got this happened?
2 weeks and a couple days.
It's been two 10-day and an extra 3 days.
13 days ago.
No,
23.
3 days ago.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Were you doing anything 23 days ago that would have influenced this?
No, but I did purchase a book that morning, and he goes over to his shelves, immediately notices something's wrong. He watches the books just move themselves and correct themselves as he reaches to like the bottom right, like almost on the ground shelf, pulls out a book. He's going to get around to translating it eventually because I can't read it, but I purchased this. This, I don't know, just caught my eye for some reason.
Doc would take a look at it.
What language is it in?
I don't recognize it. I hadn't taken the time to comprehend.
Does it match in any language Doc has?
Yes, it's an incredibly familiar language.
Is it Nosh?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well.
We're gonna take our big break.
I was waiting for that. Almost like he's not gonna give it to us. He's not gonna give this to us yet.
No,
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8:04, almost 8:05. So we'll take our big 10-minute break, y'all. We're gonna go use the restroom, get a snack, and then we'll go till end of session. So we'll see you guys at 8:15 Central Standard Time. See you when we get back. back. Shoot. For those of you just tuning in, yes, I was singing a very catchy tune because every time someone says good to go, my brain goes to hot to go. So it's just going to be there playing 24/7. Just know that while I'm doing all of this, that's also happening. So if I seem distracted, that's why. Because I've got 7 tabs open on Internet Explorer in my brain. 3 are playing music, 2 have ads, and I can't find the close button.
And then on top of that, there was the scam window of, please call Microsoft at this number because your computer is being hijacked. Who knows where that window is?
Jesus. But anyways, you open a book, you immediately look at the language is Nosh.
Yeah. Well, you would be hard pressed to find a translator. There's only a handful of people who can read this language, anyways.
You can read it.
Of course, it's my native tongue.
Oh. Odd.
Very. I had not seen any written Nosh outside my island in a very ever, actually.
Where are you from?
The archipelago of Ivory.
I've heard of it.
Yes, I'm one of 3 people left of the island.
Excuse me?
Yes, it's rather recent, only like 4 months recent.
4 months. Interesting.
Yes, a magically induced plague sickness affected the entire town. And once you died from the disease that was uncurable at the time, you would just re-resurrected as a zombie. And fortunately had to put down majority of the town with the help of a few others, but only 3 of us remain.
Kind of leans against his workbench and just kind of holds that thought for a moment.
I know what the disease originated from, and I know who made it. Well, at least what island made it. It is a product of Reese.
Reese?
They've been making new weapons called Black Blades. And when you stab someone with them, it's like you're infecting them with this disease. And once they die from it, they will resurrect as a zombie. My island was a testing ground for it.
He kind of eyes you up and down, Doc, trying to... Basically, you can tell he's getting a read on you.
Yeah. I mean, Doc, honestly, as he tells the story, he's very, visually saddened as he tells it.
Yeah. That would be quite an allegation against such a kingdom of military might.
Well, it's mostly due to our escapades of Wangata, though we even notice. They had exported some of these weapons into the local underbelly of Wangata. I even have one of the Black Blades on the ship, though, but I recommend no one touch it. It is cursed heavily. And it's a piece of the Everhunger. That is where they're drawing the power to make these from.
The Everhunger is a calamitous deity. Good power.
You're correct.
Thing.
Red's kind of standing there smirking, but being quiet.
Well, have you ever heard of the Veilborn family?
No.
Bloodline of individuals who made a deal with the Calamity. Granted them its power, and they used it to help bring it into this world to begin with. And that family is very interlinked with Reese. You might know it more from the Blue Rose Company.
Of course, I've heard of them.
That's the family who runs it.
Who hasn't? They basically corner the market on anything import and export.
Doc would put the book under his arm and take his glove off and show him his birthmark. Ugh.
Curious. You can see he looks at you, Doc, and then kind of eyes your companions. Should I be in fear of my life?
Of course not. If you were, we would have killed you when you landed on our ship the first time.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I would have.
So what are you, the black sheep of the black sheep family?
Could say that I was left orphaned on the archipelago of Ivory.
Find it hard to believe such a family would leave an orphan.
I doubt they did. I don't know the story of how I arrived there. I'm sure some family drama led to someone's taking me away. Or of some sort. I have no idea. And by happenstance, that same island was used in their experiment.
Happenstance.
Or done purposely. I don't know which. I do have a resistance to the disease as well.
Zigmel kind of puts his hand on the table and kind of taps it a bit. You're far along studied enough. There is no such thing as coincidences in this world.
I tend to agree with that nowadays.
Maybe they were trying to get rid of you.
Well, I doubt that very much.
Drank ghost up in his mouth and just closes it again. He's like, in his mind, it's like, they were definitely trying to get rid of me.
They would know if I'm of their blood. They would also be resistance to the Everhunger's power. In fact, I've met the Everhunger face to face. And I found that my blood is quite poisonous to him. Or at least he doesn't like it.
It's not spicy enough. And Drank would definitely say that, by the way.
You will have to forgive my disposition here, but you're sharing an awful lot.
It's just one of those days for me. I had a lot of this on my mind, and I ran into a tapestry in the artisan district of my family crest.
Well, it wouldn't be too far-fetched. They own most of the island.
Guess that would explain a lot then.
At this point, Zigmel gets a bit closer to your doctor and kind of helps you like adjust your plague doctor mask to where it becomes slightly askew, Just helps adjust it, fixes some of the straps on it. Maybe keep that closed.
I will.
You are who you're claiming you are, which I don't know. I so lie about this, but also I do wonder what web you're pulling me into.
Well, we wouldn't be pulling you into one unless, of course, but clearly somebody wants to drag you in, as they summoned us, and
Again, as you said, there's no coincidence.
It's very true. And he grabs a navigation coin and kind of flicks it over. Kind of rolls it over his fingers, how you kind of see like some poker players do with the poker chips.
mm-hmm.
He hands it to you, Drakix.
He'd take it back.
That is interesting. The same day I purchased that book, you were sent here.
The gods have taken a keen interest in us lately.
If you believe the lore of the land, they certainly had an interest in making sure something survived that thing's insatiable craving.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're invested in trying to reseal it. Or kill it, one of the two.
I don't know if such a creature's killable.
Anything can be killed. We just need to figure the right method to do so. Even
What
those
if
that
it's not
don't
meant
live.
to be? What if it's not meant to be killed?
Method would take thousands of years to understand.
I do believe you're right. It would take thousands of years to understand how to figure it out. But I also feel like we're close to something. The fact that my blood affects it at all is interesting. And then on top of what the gods are asking us to currently do.
Well then. Whatever set your path here, I think part of it had to do with that book that you can read, so...
Doc would take the book and, flip through it and see what it is about.
Why don't you hang on to it?
Thank you.
As you're reading through this book, Doc, make me an intelligence saving throw.
Wow. I'm adding a D4. 15.
15 is a failure.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
The text begins to move on the page. For a moment, you think maybe you're reading too fast.
Mhm.
And you realize you're not flipping pages. Text is just almost as if like scrolling. It's like going like this. You're just moving the text and not the pages.
Mm.
And the information begins to overflow your mind, and you cannot resist the temptation to ask for more.
That's within character, to be fair.
Doing so, you suffer 7 points of psychic damage, and you are unable to gain any useful knowledge from this book for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Does Zahn like see the weird stuff happening? And
So
then
you look like he's reading, but as he's just like reading and he flips the page every once in a while, you notice his lips are moving a bit as he's kind of reading, not aloud, but just like reading silently. You're watching, he's speaking much more than what's possibly available on a page. And just as you're like, something's wrong, you watch as a little trail of blood kind of comes out of his nose.
Closes the book in his hands.
Okay. It does snap you out of it, but the damage and the effects are still there.
Yeah. You okay? She kind of wipes away some of the blood.
It's quite possibly one of the worst feelings you can get because you were so close to understanding everything. But because you didn't get all of it, you got none of it. Except the feeling that you were close, which is arguably worse.
Yeah. Not the first time something's overwhelmed me with information.
True.
Maybe take your time with this one.
I think I will. And Doc will put it away.
I mean, time led me through my last breakthrough, so...
I've learned not to rush things.
Can be frustrating when you feel like you're always up against the wall.
Just another, I see it as another test of patience, because they come so often. Doc wipes the blood away with precipitation.
Any idea?
Here.
Drac just shuts up and just like waits for him to finish. It's fine.
You're all already here. You could, if you know nothing of this family you belong to, maybe find out more.
It probably would be for the best, given that I imagine we're probably acting against him at this point.
How skilled are you with illusions?
I'm very familiar with illusions. I'm good at perceiving them, and I know...
Not concealing yourself.
I'm aware of how to cast non-detection.
But not what I was for.
I don't think I have any illusion spells. Let me look.
Okay.
I might have like one.
You could at least disguise yourself in some way. Or are any of you adept at other methods of changing the way they look?
Drac has the hat on. Wait, let me make sure the fact that it's still attuned. Hold on 1 second before I continue with that statement.
You do have at least 3 of those, I believe.
We do.
Yes. Drac would say, give me about an hour and I could do something. And we are going to break
Why would you need an hour?
The hat. It's always on him, even though it's not currently attuned. So he would take the time to attune to it real quick and then just change the way he looks.
Real quick, an hour.
Yeah.
He doesn't give you a chance. He reaches out and tries to take the hat.
He just lets it go.
Looks it over. Sets it on his desk. Starts clambering through like little drawers and looking through things. Grabs a little eyeglass, a jeweler's glass, and you see runes like light up on it.
Mm-hmm.
This could work. And they put the hat on Doc.
On top of my current hat.
Did they take your hat off and they put it on? There's a bit of a soiree in a few days.
We've
Introduce you
heard.
to your family.
That would be rather interesting.
I don't have a lot of dealings with them, but I've explored a few things I've needed their help with. I could say I have something, and you could be someone who co-created it. You're adept enough at magic. Pass that off.
I appreciate the compliment. It's in 4 days, right?
Yep.
Yes, the eve of the 4th day.
Good. Well, that'll at least give you time to mentally prepare for it.
Indeed, and me to scrounge up an item we made together. I'm sure I have a half project right here somewhere working around.
Well, if you need help with any of it, I could come by and actually help you make something.
That would
Drac is just going to. Drac is actually just going to take off the gauntlets and just put it on the table. And just be like, this is what it is.
just very quietly, very curiously, just puts the eyeglass up again and. Oh. Oh. You made these.
Yes, I enchanted them.
Well, the base leather is decent. The enchantment's good, but better leather, you could have had a better hold of the enchantment.
Well, we were working with what was on hand.
No, of course. No, this is good.
You could always call this the prototype.
Yes. This is good. Good. We have a story. The rest of you, though.
Looks at Dragons. Maybe he's funded the efforts.
Well, you're a captain. You're my means of transportation. You
have been on our ship at least once, so it would be a lie.
I would like to not relive that.
At least in that method.
No.
It is fully crewed now, so we could charter you if you needed to.
Listen, if you want to make it a permanent, just make a circle and we will imprint it somewhere on the ship for you.
He says it very quietly.
Actually, speaking of that, I remember that was what you were attempting to do, was make a permanent circle. What if you had 2 individuals maintain the circle on each island? Such as like recasting the circle each day. Would that work? To sync them up?
Well, I had a bit of a breakthrough. I think I solved some of the issues I was having, but there's still the trickiness of a permanent circle being mobile. But again, I had some improvements come my way.
Oh.
If you can give us a circle with the improvements, I will gladly put it on the ship.
Will take time.
Mm-hmm. I expect as much.
But you would be one of the few ships that don't have a circle that's made only through the CTC guild.
And
you would know very clearly that all circles that are mobile go through them.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, and
well, if you remember my mentioning earlier, I do have a method of casting spells that aren't within my spell book.
True.
I just need to know of them to be able to imbue the energy to make them. I'm only limited to what I can cast now.
And he kind of reaches to this little ring, kind of like a signet ring he has on his thumb, and he cracks it open and pulls out this tiny little book, and closes the ring, and then he very cautiously unfolds the book. It gets a little bit larger, and then he does it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. It becomes like that thick, but it's a full like size tome.
Mm-hmm.
And he sets it on the table, and then he like taps the top of it, and it grows like that thick. Do you think? And he starts flipping through it. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Have you heard of Shimmer?
I feel like I have as Doc, but I'm not 100% sure where I've heard it from.
Nope, not Shimmer. GM got it wrong. Please hold.
Okay.
The hell is it called? What is the spell that you disguise like 8 people?
Seeming?
Seeming. God bless.
Yeah, Doc has casted it before through the same method.
Yeah. Seeming.
Yes, I've casted it before.
Oh, good. Even though
Well,
you'll have this, I would almost say do both.
Layer it on.
Layer it on.
I'll be sure
I
to
don't
do
know
so.
much of that family, but they do seem to have their wits.
Well, I don't know if it's a family secret or not, but my arcane gifts grew, so did the birthmark. So that might be a way they indicate who is strongest.
Interesting. Well then, that little bit is handled. You have this puzzle to crack, and they kind of like pat the book they gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything the rest of you need handled or to do while you're here? And do you need a place to stay?
We were going to look for an inn after visiting, but if you know of a place...
Oh, gosh. No. How many rooms will you need?
3.
Okay. Imagine you're going back to your ship before you try to find somewhere to stay.
Looks to Drakkix.
Did you tell him your ship's name
Yes.
first time?
Yes.
Okay.
But he'll tell him he's a wizard. He expects him to forget everything that's not magic, so he'll tell him the name of the ship again.
Feel insulted as your
No,
bookkeeper.
but there are about another 10 books that have been flipped around on him.
And how many
Just because.
rooms did you say?
3.
Doc is on, Red, Eva, Cass, and Drakkix.
When you get back to your ship tonight, don't find anywhere until you get a message from me.
Okay.
Right.
Because I believe I owe all of you a, what did I say? A fancy dinner.
Dinner.
I believe was my words.
That sounds about right. And boot nap.
Some of you look very hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Did you see any markings on the coin by chance? To give us an idea of where it may have come from? Or who?
Nothing that looked out of the ordinary.
Understood.
But I would say that's certainly some coincidence.
Off-topic question. Do you happen to... Well, first of all, do you mind if we peruse your library? But second of all, do you mind if we peruse other libraries? And where might we find them?
I'm not going to say you're unwelcome to my library, but what is here stays here.
Duh. I'm not
Other
fighting your
library.
gelatinous cube.
Fluffy is harmless.
My
Right.
boot says otherwise.
Oh, right, your boot. Can I see
And-
that?
And she literally just like leg up on the table. Doesn't care.
Wand.
Looks to Doc like, should I trust? I don't trust him.
You watch as a spiral of arcane power begins to go of the wand.
Dox is grinning.
What is he
Second.
doing?
Spiral as a double helix.
Nope. Takes the boot off. Tosses it at him.
You go to move your foot.
Oh no.
It is somehow adhered to the table.
Doc. Help. He's trapped me.
It's getting louder now. They take it
She's like, I'm about to chop off my leg.
and they
Doc would
touch your
put a-
boot. And you realize they've been using a familiar spell that Doctor uses a lot, Prestidigitation, to flare up the effect as
Oh,
they
you
just cast
bitch.
mending.
You bitch.
There's a
Drac just
soft,
looks,
soft
and there
chuckle.
is in Drac's eyes is just pure, unadulterated joy in this moment of chaos. He's just like, yes.
I don't like it.
And then they tap your boot again a second time and you're able to move it.
Moves her leg off, gives it a shake. Grumbles.
Red is just watching, smirking, just amused.
Myrrh. In his
A way of
mind.
thanks for the hospitality you showed me.
Remember, Doc,
He's just
Doc
like,
was,
The sarcasm is thick.
Doc was the only one to show actual hospitality to the man.
That's not true. We made him food.
yeah,
After
after
you
the
threatened to
fact.
kill him,
After the
and Doc
fact.
had to go, calm you guys down.
Yes, because we
Listen.
need to establish boundaries. But we still made him food.
There was the occasional threat that was made. That was mainly
Yeah.
because didn't really know.
It was, but also it was. You guys were threatening him the entire time, if I remember right.
Yeah, we were.
No.
Still.
Well, Drax
Not all
was
of
at
us.
least.
Yeah, Drax maybe. But that's Drax. Like, I expect nothing less of him.
Well, with everything taken care of and Zon's boot fixed, Drac would walk over and hold his hand out. Thank you for everything, and I guess even if you may not have wanted us here or called us here, if there is something you need help with, we will gladly help.
There is something.
I knew it.
As he grabs your hand and shakes it.
Oh,
Uh huh.
We'll worry about that later. And he takes the hand to pat yours. and then
No. Hey, now he's going over that, and he's like, no. You better tell me now.
Oh, I just want to maybe. How would someone of your culture say this? I would like to really put the shine on some of the members of this soiree. They're rather snooty.
How so? And he's slowly putting like a bit of pressure in his handshake now. Like, you better tell me all the details now, so that way I can decide how far I want to go.
There is a fun wager near the end of the night. One of the main events is a display of gladiatorial strength, and one of your members would do quite nicely in being the underdog, raking in a lot from their loose pockets.
And who are you thinking of, and what are we facing against?
Kind of look at Zahn. Oh, there's no true combat, but just feats of pure strength.
Like what? Are there watermelons involved?
There could be.
No, there's food.
No. Okay, let me explain. During these feats that you're for the wager, are there watermelons involved? Like crushing them, for instance?
No, there's the boulder lift, the hammer toss. There is some wrestling, but your capable friend there, and he kind of looks at Kazan.
You could just talk directly to me. I'm a person. I
Yes, but he's crushing my hand.
Well,
Drac is just
it is rude to talk to my fiance that way, so.
Which is the reason why Drac has slowly been putting more pressure, but now it's just like being told to let go. He does let go. He just goes, listen, I hold you to a certain standard, which means that you currently are holding a bit of rope. Now, this moment, you are tidying that news with how you're talking about my crew, instead of being direct. And meanwhile, I have my ways of dealing with said emotion. I would rather let her fiance deal with it, as he would be far more entertaining when it comes to that.
Very well.
So, I would just like
Still
it
a bit
as
sour, and he looks at Levikazan. Last year, I made a bad bet and lost a bit. You,
bit.
my fair lady, your strength could certainly show them true power.
I would be glad to show off a little bit, yes.
Because they'll already be betting against me heavily because of last year's fiasco.
what happened last year. Can anybody get on this bet? How much is it? Or I should say, what's the wager?
Oh, the wager starts at 1,000
Platinum or gold?
gold.
Hmm.
From there, it just goes up. You can bet as much as you like, but minimum is 1,000
Per feet? Per
event.
Per event?
Yes. But when all the events pot increases,
How many events total?
there's the boulder lift, the hammer throw, and the how would you say it? Old style wrestling, grappling, pinning the other person.
Yep. Done that before.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we can. I think we should, get into it. Maybe not with our own money. We could,
No one says that we can't bet also.
No, that is part of the reason why I'm asking how much we can.
As my invited guest, you would have permissions to the after party events.
Where I could crush more watermelons? True.
I don't know what your hatred towards fruits is, but there's no need.
It's a
It's more
delicious
her-
fruit. And
It's more she's showing off.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
They won't
We gotta to do that after, so that way they don't realize how much trouble
Yeah.
they're going to be in.
You're welcome to do as you fit after.
Perfect.
At this point, he kind of turns to Eva. There are 3 main libraries here you could check out. There is the Astral Scriptorium, which is mostly owned and controlled by the Wizards Guild. There is the Sanctuary of the Living World, which is maintained by the Clerics and the Harmony Keepers. Then there is the Gilded Folio, which is a little more private and requires an entry fee, but also rather exclusive knowledge.
How much is the entry fee?
The entry is just 5 gold. It's nothing crazy, but it's just enough to keep certain people out.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course. Well, with that, I will work on getting your rooms arranged. I know of a place nearby.
I appreciate. And Drac just grins a little bit. He's just like, this is gonna be entertaining.
Appreciate your panache.
I'm sure. But like I said, though, if you ever do need help, we will, as we did already, without meaning to, answer the call if need be.
I appreciate it.
Also, has there been weird crap happening on this island?
There's always weird things happening on this island.
Okay, we've already had to deal with oddities and everything on 3 different islands we've been on.
The weave
I'm
hunt
just-
alone, it proves there is always oddities.
Okay, people losing their talents, the creatures acting different. Those are 2 instances that we've dealt with. I'm just trying to see if anything odd, weird, out of sorts. Because it would go with the trend of us landing on an island. For the first 2 days, everything looks normal, and then there's
Shit
cloud
goes
sharks and
bad.
barrels.
How about we start with people who we should avoid? How about that?
Oh, that works too.
Well, you'll definitely want to stay away from the eastern section of the island. That is where... And they just kind of take their wand and like circle over Doctor a bit.
Yeah.
Where your blood resigns. I would just stay away from there and keep this, and they tap your mask a bit with their wand, tight,
Mhm.
unless you're under a very well-crafted illusion spell, or if any of you are crafty with actual disguises.
Sure, a mixture of the 2 would probably go better than not.
Agreed. Well, the biggest issue I can think of. Try not to get wrapped up in too many free spirit projects while you're here. It seems to just happen to those that visit.
I can imagine.
Mm,
I've already had a few ideas myself back on one guy I wanted to try and make, but I don't think the timing's right for it.
Especially here, while certainly the weave net does assist in having a bit more access to arcane energies, it also can be volatile.
Well, luckily the idea I have, it doesn't involve magic per se. It's more of a alternative way of medicine.
Oh.
Such as I've had an idea. When one is poisoned in their blood, you can withdraw the blood and add fresher blood to remove the poison instead of having to pay for a cleric to heal you, and this would be a cheaper method.
Where would you get that much? I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
Better for you.
Much
Necromancy
better.
thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a new shirt. Hashtag just mentioned necromancy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his eyes will kind of fall to you, Eva, and then to you, Red. Well, nothing else. I'll send word.
No? Were you expecting something else?
I don't know what I was expecting the first 5 minutes of our conversations.
Fair, considering we nearly killed you the first time.
Yes.
I mean, you
I
got
think-
Listen, you meet friends at the end of Saber Points. What do you expect?
or almost in gelatinous cubes, so you kind of made it even there.
That is actually very fair. We did even that out.
We didn't
so.
physically harm you. I was physically harmed.
You've had worse falling down a flight of
I-
stairs. Calm down, Zahn.
And to be fair, he came out more injured than we did.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
yeah, it's
because
also
of
very
us
true.
or our
No.
ship. That was his own doing to himself.
And you see he kind of reaches for his ribs on the left side a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
sure they healed very well, though.
Right. You certainly don't seem to be complaining.
No, it's in the long run kind of worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what they say, broken bones grow back stronger.
Not quite sure that's really how that works.
I don't think that's how that works.
It has worked so far in my
Can I use
field.
this thumb to point to Eva? I agree with her.
Well,
We should be heading off then.
yeah.
Right.
He will escort you up the spiral staircase that he quickly fled down to get down here quite fast. And then you realize that the basement is the typical like 1-story like height, 8-ish, 10 feet. The
Mhm.
room above it is a solid 30-foot high ceiling, and it is wall to wall with what looks to be scorch marks, burn marks, arcane runes, various other implements of arcane study and discovery. There is up here, actually, Red, you would have probably like a half a heart attack moment as you come up, and there is a 5/6 completed cube up here.
Oh. Like the cube?
It's same shape.
What is that for? She'll kind of
Oh,
point to it curiously.
that was my breakthrough.
Breakthrough for what?
Getting yourself from one space into another, even while the space is moving.
Interesting.
And they
You'll
start to
have-
walk towards it, and they look like they're going to explain it. If you don't stop them, you get the feeling they're going to go off into a tangent.
Right, we'll hear more about that later then.
Well, right. It's just you just have to. Okay. You're muted.
I realized I didn't see the green box going.
We're just gonna have a compilation of us going, Meg, you're muted. And
Meg,
just
you're
her going,
muted.
fuck.
Yeah.
God
Yep.
damn it. I was gonna say we're really quite hungry. right now, if we could.
Oh,
Fine,
right, yeah.
yeah.
We'll get back to that later. But
Yeah.
I did think I solved it. I just gotta prove it.
Hmm.
Interesting. Well, let me know if you do prove it.
Of course, yes. And they walk you out the western gate.
As we're kind of like walking there, Zahn establishes a mind link with him.
Okay.
That should be fun.
Does he freak out is the first question.
Probably. He's a wizard.
That doesn't mean
So-
anything.
So, hi. So I have a question that I would really like for some of the others not to hear right now.
Yes.
It is the doctor's birthday today, and I would like to do something special for him. I'm wondering if you have any recommendations for, like, good spots to just exist. I don't know, looking at something pretty, or, like, I don't know. He doesn't want anything big. He hasn't told any of the others. Doesn't want anything big. And I know we're doing dinner tonight, but, like, after that.
Right. Well, in
Yeah.
that case, I will change dinner plans to somewhere else. Somewhere a bit closer to the coast. Off the north. Nope. Southwestern end. And you can see as you look back from one, because there's silence. You can see looks like he's like calculating something in his head real quick.
She
Nope.
hears
Yep.
numbers.
Yeah, oh, dude, actually, oh shit, you
Yeah.
would.
Yeah,
You?
would.
Oh no!
You would go. You would hear the. Okay, if you go left here, no.
You
like,
are getting the most complex mathematical equation to him remembering what side of the island is going to face the sun setting, because the island rotates as it moves. So you're getting like,
Zahn's eyes just
It
widen as
sounds
she's
like an
walking.
abacus.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah,
like an
it sounds like an
abacus.
abacus. Yeah.
It's like you hear a click, 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 click. No, that's not gonna work. Click, 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 click.
Zahn's just like,
no.
I cannot think these thoughts. Ugh.
And then eventually there's like a short pause. Yeah, that's right. Southwestern tonight will be where you want to take him. So I will change our plans for dinner to a place called the Loon and Lyre.
The Loon and Lyre.
Yes.
I am writing that somewhere so we have it.
You know something I just realized?
It's not far from the coast, and I can definitely schedule dinner to happen in enough time for it to be done, and you two to take a after dinner walk. Do you need me to distract the rest of the party?
No, I'll tell them and then just say we're doing something. Eventually.
Sounds good.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Seems fitting that he was also given a gift today then.
It does. Maybe this was the plan all along and I dropped that thing in his coffee and knew that was... I don't know. We're just gonna...
I will say that is certainly a string of lucky happenstances.
It is.
Luke's themselves is on your side, I swear.
Could be. Hasn't really been before, but maybe it's on Doc. Who knows?
All right. They lead you out. They go back into their own house, study, test site.
Yeah,
Whatever
that
you wanna
sounds
call it.
alright.
As we're walking back to the ship, Doc will speak up. Before we go out for dinner, there was something I wanted to show all of you, but back on the ship I will.
Hmm.
walk back to the ship is
Uneventful.
I say uneventful, but simply because it's not hostile. It's packed full of events. There is, again, all manner of the day: glass blowers, steel or blacksmiths, whitesmiths, painters, potters, all kinds of anything that you can slap a picture on or make art out of exists. And even as the afternoon hits and it's beginning to like encroach like typical end of day activities, they just keep going.
Well, if you
But
wanna... Go ahead.
when we reach the ship, Doc would ask everyone to kind of gather below deck and ask Eva, tell Eva she can bring cash if she wants to. And while everyone's kind of gathering, Doc would have gone below deck to what would be the biggest area below deck?
The biggest area below deck? That
Yeah.
would be the...
Would it
The
be?
hallway, probably.
Probably, yeah.
The hallway, yeah. Like the biggest unobstructed area, it would just be the main deck.
Yeah. I'd rather do this below deck because you don't want
But
passerbys
then-
to see.
Yeah, the longest would be the hallway. The biggest is probably a split between the forward and backward bedrooms.
Yeah, like here. Kind
I think that should be big enough for what I'm wanting to do. Doc would be taking the time to begin pulling out a card and casting a spell through it.
Oh.
I talked to you, Brandon, about this already. I'm casting Program Illusion.
Mhm.
And one sec, I need to put some pictures in the chat real quick.
Oh, we get pictures.
Photos.
The first one Doc would make through the Program Illusion would be a average height female cleric, blonde, with bluish green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one would be a small, red-headed, green-eyed, almost female version of Doc. As Doc uses Programmed Illusion to make an illusion of his former wife and daughter, and they would both meet the crew and say hello and introduce themselves as Emily Rose and Zoe Rose.
Drac is just going to crack an eyebrow.
Zon just looks at him and smiles.
Well, it's been a while since they passed, and I realized that none of you know what they look like other than Eva. So, that would be nice for the crew to meet my former family. And they would be able to respond and answer questions. That's just any question you ask them. I made it a rather elaborate illusion and been thinking about it all day, and well, I mostly put every bit of the personality I know of them into this illusion. They should act and behave just like how they would.
But they don't have the memories that they had.
No. That's something I can't replicate. But they'll answer questions and tell stories that I do remember.
Not gonna lie, Drac was about to lean down to his daughter and ask, "Was he always an uptight asshole?" But hearing they don't have the memories, he just shuts up and just goes, "Oh, okay." Oh.
And how long will they the illusions stay up?
One moment. Let me look at the spell real quick. Program illusions last until dispelled.
Oh.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Well, player will have to think of questions to ask over the next week. Because player does not have brain right now.
Player will not be asking questions because just seeing them is enough for him. Drac wouldn't need to worry about his past. He's more focused on the present, Doc. But seeing in the family, he actually does. His respect for Doc, bringing this up, actually goes like further. So
I thought it'd be nice to have a idea of what they look like and maybe how they act, because I have brought them up quite often, and I know none of you knew what they look like. So at least now you can know who I'm referring to.
well, I was never worried about it. I knew that you were a hard ass, and well, that's all I really need to know. The fact that at the end of the day, push comes to shove, you'll be standing at my side, making sure that I'm not a puddle on the ground.
I do my best. You don't make it easy.
I know, I was never going to.
Although I can't save you from Red if you ever piss her off too much.
Trust me, I try my
Yeah.
best not to. Alright, there's times where I need to just piss her off just because of the fact that the monotony is getting to me, and I need to add in more chaos. I will not lie, it's enjoyable.
I knew you'd admit it sooner or later.
At least you know, whenever I get bored, expect me to bother you.
Or when I'm not bored.
No, when I'm bored, I will bother you.
Right.
It doesn't
Or
matter
when you're not
if you're,
bored.
if you're bored or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's to clear up my boredom.
Right, but you also bother me when you're not bored.
No, I try my best not to. It's not my fault for the fact that I need to ask you a question and that bothers you. That is not what I'm trying to do.
It's quite
And
obvious that Red is smirking at this
Oh
point.
yeah, oh yeah. And at the same time, he just says, "Look, you're going to be a very bad example for his daughter."
Right.
And Drac just walks away. He goes stop sign.
Well, I think that's a great place to end the session and give you guys a week to consider what you would like to ask of these illusions. While they are illusions, I would say Doc's memory is, for the most part, pretty sharp when it comes to his family. So I'll give you guys the week to think of any questions your characters would think of, and then we'll open up next session with only a few seconds having passed.
I'll also say that any memory of Doc's childhood, his wife would probably be able to answer, because that's Doc's memory.
Yeah.
True.
That's
Alrighty
very
then.
true.
Great session, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of fun. For those of you who joined us, we thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it. And just before we go, just remember, you are loved, you are worthy. Come in our Discord and hang out. We love to talk about just having fun, sharing memes. But you're going to be out there living your best life, hanging with friends and family, maybe rolling some dice, playing some tabletop games. Remember, games are always better as long as you don't forget your snacks. Have a great night.